Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. It's your brother SOW, 1986. Back again in the series of discussing Dawad and why does Yahweh have to make Dawad again the king of Ysharael, as the prince of Ysharael, to rule. And before I start, I just want to give all praises to Yahawasha, Yahawah. Yahweh was with us in the wilderness, and there was no strange idol with him. And I want to just shout out to all my brothers of the Torah Knights, the Torah Israelites, to the house of Ysharael, to the stranger, and to the fatherless, and to the widow, and to the poor and needy. May Yahweh continue to increase you. May the wicked of our people turn from their transgressions, and may not the righteous of our people turn from the path that Yahweh has set you on. So this is going to be part one. I discussed the introduction regarding Dawad, concerning why does he need to return as the ruler of Ysharael, why he needs to return back. And this is going to be regarding Numbers chapter 24. We're going to be talking Numbers chapter 24, starting from verse 17. And usually, according to Christianity, they like to refer this to talk about Yahawasha, Jebus, or Jesus, Jebus, Yahawasha, or Yahawasha, Yeshua, whatever you want to call them. We're going to explain through the scriptures. We're going to do our best to be able to go according to the scriptures and show that Numbers chapter 17, verse 19, Numbers chapter 24, verse 17 through 19 is not talking about Yahawasha. It's talking about Dawad. Okay. Before I start with Numbers chapter 24, I want to go to a quick song. A particular song has come to my mind. All praise to Yahawah. And I'm going to go to Psalm chapter 40. I just want to say this. Verse 6. Verse 6 through verse 8. Sacrifice and offering thou didst not desire. My ears hast thou opened. Burnt offering and sin offering hast thou not required. Then said I. Okay, so who is I? This is Dawad. Okay, this is the Psalm of Dawad. To the chief musician, a Psalm of Dawad. Okay, so I just want to get the proper perspective with regarding this psalm in the proper context. We'll start from verse 6 again. Sacrifice and offering thou didst not desire. My ears hast thou opened. Burnt offering and sin offering hast thou not required. Then said I, this is Dawad, lo, I come. In the volume of the book it is written of me. Hold on, Dawad. Go back. Hold on. Let's go back to verse 7 real quick. Then said I, lo, I come. In the volume of the book it is written of me. Verse 8, I delight to do thy will, O Elohim. Yea, the Torah is within my heart. Okay, so this is talking about Dawad himself writing this particular psalm and saying that in the volume of the book, and we know what the volume of the book is the Torah. It was written of him. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. All praise to Yahawah. This particular psalm was not part of the lesson, but Yahweh let Yahweh's will be done. Now back to Numbers chapter 24, verse 17. So let's start with the first verse. Let's see what time I have. Okay. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Ysharael, and shall smite the corners of Moab and destroy all the children of Sheth. So let's stop right there. Let's go to the precept regarding Numbers chapter 24, verse 17. Smiting the corners of Moab. So let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 8. All right, let's start from here, okay? So we have 2 Samuel chapter 8, starting from verse 1 to verse 2. And after this, it came to pass that Dawud smote the Philistines and subdued them. And Dawud took Metheg-ammah out of the hand of the Philistines. And he smote Moab. He did what? Verse 2. What did he do? And he smote Moab and measured them with a line, casted them down to the ground. Even with 2 lines measured he to put to death, and with 1 line to keep alive. And so the Moabites became Dawud's servants and brought gifts. David smote also Hadadezer, the son of Rehob, king of Zobah, as he went to recover his border at the river of Euphrates. Okay, verse 2 again. Okay, 2 Samuel chapter 8, verse 2. And he smote Moab and measured them with a line, casted them down to the ground, even with 2 lines. Measured he to put to death, and with 1 full line to keep alive. And so Moabites became Dawud's servants and brought gifts. Okay, so this is talking about Dawud again. So when Psalm chapter 40, when Dawud said, I come in the volume of the book, it was written of me. He was the fulfillment of that prophecy. He came to the knowledge like, oh man, dang, Yahweh was talking about me. Balaam, the son of Beor, was talking about me. I was that star of Yaakov. The scepter that shall rise out of Ysharael, that shall smite the corners of Moab. Interesting. Let's go to the next precept. Let's go to 1 Chronicles. Let's go to 1 Chronicles chapter 18. Verse 2. Again, same thing. And he smote Moab, and the Moabites became Dawud's servants and brought gifts. Let's go to 2 Samuel. Back to 2 Samuel real quick. 2 Samuel chapter 8, verse 11 through 12. Okay? Start right there real quick. Which also King Dawud did dedicate unto Yahweh with the silver and gold that he had dedicated to of all nations which he subdued, of Assyria and of Moab, and of the children of Ammon, and of the Philistines, and of Amalek, and of the spoil of Hadadezer, the son of Rehob, king of Zobah. Okay? Destroying the children of Sheth. Okay? According to Numbers chapter 24, verse 17. Right? Smiting them. The children of Sheth. We already know who Sheth is. Is it not Sheth, the son of Adam? It's not saying the children of Sheth, saying the same thing as the children of men. It's not saying the same thing. Okay. Now, let's go back to Numbers. To get this in better understanding, so you can synthesize all the information that's coming to you. You can put together. We did the analysis. Now we're doing the synthesis, bringing it back home. Okay, right? So you can get the proper context of what's going on. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Yaakov, and a scepter shall rise out of Ysharael, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth. Okay? The children of men. There's no different than saying that. Sheth come from Adam, the replacement of Abel. Go to the book of Genesis and read that. Genesis chapter 4 and Genesis chapter 5. All right? Go back and read that and get a better understanding of that. Okay? Next is Numbers 24, verse 18. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies. And Ysharael shall do valiantly. Shalaki. So, precept. Let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 8. All right. Let's go back to verse 13. Okay, verse 13. Second Samuel chapter 8, verse 13. And Dawayad got him a name when he returned from smiting of the Syrians in the valley of Salt, being 18,000 men. And he put garrisons in Edom. Throughout all Edom put he garrisons. And all day of Edom became David's servants. Yahweh preserved Dawud whithersoever he went. Okay? I'm going to read it again. He put garrisons in Edom. This is a representation that he's ruling, making Edom a vassal state. Throughout all of Edom. Put he garrisons. So he ruled. Edom was a possession for him, okay? And all day of Edom became Dawud's servants. And Yahweh preserved Dawud whithersoever he went, right? Fulfilling part of Genesis chapter 25, right? Edom shall be the servant of Jacob, right? And in the latter days, it's going to happen again. Let's go back to Numbers chapter 24. Just bring it back home. Okay, this is not talking about Yahawasha, my brothers and sisters. This is not talking about Yahawasha. To my New Testament brothers, let's reason together on this. Let's reason together. When did Yahawasha do this? I have not seen that in the New Testament, but we know that Dawud did that. We have the information regarding that. It's right here. Okay, verse 18, right? Edom shall be a possession. Was not Edom a possession? Was not Seir also shall be a possession, right? Ysharael shall do valiantly through Dawud, right? Through Dawud, right? You had the great 300 warriors, right? The great 300 warriors of Ysharael. Out of Yaakov shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. This is not talking about Yahawasha. I don't know who is that talking about. I don't know anybody else besides Dawud that this is talking about, discussing. Okay? Out of Yaakov shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. Let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 8, verse 15, real quick. Let's just check that out. David reigned over all Ysharael, and David executed judgment and justice unto all his people. Okay? So David reigned. He had dominion. He ruled. Okay? This is simple. I think this is very simple to be able to get an understanding of this, right? We need to understand. This is going to be this is a short video. This is going to be 13 minutes 53 seconds. The next particular scripture I'm going to bring up after this video, my next video is going to be discussing Psalm chapter 110. Again, just talking about Dawud. Okay, Dawud did not write that psalm. Okay, the Psalms of Dawud ended at number 72. Correct me if I'm wrong, brothers, but let's just double check. Let's just double check. This is that's the prayers of Dawud, the son of Jesse, are ended. Okay, that's what it says. Right. This is last time. Okay, the prayers of Dawud, the son of Jesse, are ended. Okay. So this is the last Psalm of Dawud. So we have to get a better content. So the Psalm 110, they like to profess that David wrote that. He didn't do that. His servants wrote that about him. Okay, the servants wrote about him. Okay, and we're gonna eventually go to this. I'm not gonna go to it now, but I'm just telling you this is the next. This is the next video, Psalm 110. Okay, but this particular video is called "I Shall See Him," Dawayad. Okay, as I have said this again, and I'm going to continue to say it. I'm going to sound like a broken record regarding this information. Yahweh has to return Dawid. Okay, if you get like, we got to understand. There's legal proceedings. Okay, there are legal proceedings. Okay, and there's certain laws that have to be that have to be performed. Right, there's certain actions that have to be performed, and precedents. Right, and there's certain precedents that have to be taken into account. Yahweh does this all the time because it's not Yahweh not is Yahweh not the judge of all of Ysharael? Is not he Elohei Ysharael? Is not he the savior of Ysharael? Is not he that said, I am thy savior? And besides me, there is no Allahayam. There's no other savior besides me. Is that Yahweh make that declaration? That's a verdict. That's a sentence. All right. He made certain sentences. Okay. Let's check out a particular sentence. Okay. Because the whole point is to be able to get the understanding that I have to continue to put this into your mind. Okay. As a servant of Yahweh, by his grace and by his mercy, to do according to his will, and that return Yashadael, okay, and also the strangers who needs clarification on the information of the Torah and the Tanakh, right? Maybe the stranger has said, this Yahawasha, how is he the? I mean, it said that Yahawasha in the New Testament. Again, the New Testament is not canonical. Okay, it's saying that he's supposed to be the son of David. But again, a son of David today, the sons of David of today cannot rule on the throne of David today. Why? Even some imaginary person named Yahawasha, right, as the son of David. Now we know there's a real Yahawasha who's a Zedekiah Levite, okay, because his brother was able to go into the Kodash Kodashayim, the Holy of Holies. He was able to go into there, okay? And if that's the particular case, go to Eusebius and Jerome. Eusebius and Jerome has account of that information. You need to go and look at that, Israel, and get that information. But I want to go to a particular book, 1 Samuel. Let's go to 1 Samuel. This is certain verdicts that Yahweh makes that shall stand, right? That's written in the earth. Okay? Let's go to this is talking about Samuel, right? I'm sorry, this is talking about the house of Eli. So let's get the proper perspective. Let's start from verse 11. Okay? This is now Yahweh is speaking to Samuel. He's speaking to Samuel when Samuel was a young fellow. He was a young guy. Okay? And he was living under Eli, right? Eli was like a spiritual father to Samuel. Okay? And he was giving him direction as far as, because Samuel was hearing the word of Yahweh. He was hearing the voice of Yahweh. And he thought that it was Eli that was talking unto him. But it wasn't Eli. It was Yahweh. And in those particular days of Samuel, and in those particular days when Eli was the judge of Ysharael as the Kahan, right? There was no vision. There was no vision of Yahweh. Go read chapter Samuel. Go read 1 Samuel chapter 3. Read that. I'm going to start from verse 11 for the sake of time. And Yahweh said to Samuel, behold, I will do a thing in Ysharael at which both the ears of everyone that heareth it shall tingle. In that day I will perform against Eli all things which I have spoken concerning his house when I began. I will also make an end. This is the sentence, okay? All right. This is the sentence. This is the judge. Okay, now go to get a better understanding of what he said. Go to 1 Samuel. I think it's 1 Samuel chapter 2. I think it's 1 Samuel chapter 2. Correct me if I'm wrong, brothers and sisters. Let me know about that. But I think it's 1 Samuel chapter 2 where, excuse me, when the prophet of Yahweh came to the house of Eli because the wickedness of the sons of Eli committed lewdness and folly in Ysharael, right? Go back and get a better understanding of that. So you can, and then you can get the proper perspective. But the point is to be able to show how Yahweh set certain precedents in the earth as a judge. Okay? Verse 13. For I have told him that I will judge his house. He will do what? I will judge his house forever for the iniquity which he knoweth, because his sons made themselves vile, and he restrained them not. And therefore I have sworn unto the house of Eli that the iniquity of Eli's house shall not be purged with sacrifice nor offering forever. So that's the judgment and that's the sentence against the house of Eli. Okay? When we take a particular sentence that's coming from Yahweh, right? Because usually the sentence, if it's coming from like when the Kahanayam actually gives a sentence, we're supposed to take that as Yahweh giving it, because remember, the Kahan Gadawal, or the high priest, they're the one that commune with Yahweh. They're the one that commune with Yahweh, as did Aaron did when he was in the wilderness, right? When that happens, when the Kahan Gadawal actually gives that information to the people, that is supposed to be set in stone, set in the earth. You hear what I'm saying? Set in the earth and established, right? That the Israelites have to follow, and for the strangers of Ysharael. Now, why did I bring that up? Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 17 as an example of what I'm talking about. Okay? Legal decisions by priests and judges. Okay? This is very important. We need to get a better. You need to think like a legalistic. Okay? Christianity tried to create a way when you turn away from the legal aspect of the Torah and of the Tanakh. Okay? A king is ruled by law. Okay? A king is ruled based on the dominion of what the law says for that land. Just like just like there's the Constitution of the United States of America, right? There's certain rules, right, that the Constitution has developed, right? And every law after that must meet the intent of the Constitution of the United States of America. Unless, and if it's not, it's considered unconstitutional, right? Remember how they use that term this law is unconstitutional. We got to throw that out. And they bring that up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court make their judgment, right? So you think of that with the Torah, right? In our particular case, when our forefathers was in the land, we had the temple, right? Right, in Mount Moriah, right? And during that particular time, when there was a particular judgment of great difficulty, there was a particular situation or circumstance of great difficulty that goes up to Yahawasha, right, at the temple, where Kahan Gadawal, the high priest, and all the other priests will gather around and make certain judgment, and Kahan Gadawal was to go to Yahweh, right, to seek information of how shall the Kahanayim rule in that particular case concerning that situation, right? Just like Moses did. Whenever there was a difficult case, Moses went to Yahweh, and then Yahweh would give him information on how to handle that situation. So, legal decision by priests and judges. Verse 8. If there arise a matter too hard for thee in judgment, between blood and blood, between plea and plea, and between stroke and stroke, being matters of controversy within thy gates, then shalt thou arise and get thee up into the place which Yahweh Allah shall choose. And thou shalt come unto the priest, the Levite, and unto the judge that shall be in those days, and inquire, and they shall show thee the sentence of judgment. And thou shalt do according to the sentence which they of that place, which Yahweh shall choose, shall show thee. And thou shalt observe to do according to all that they inform thee, according to the sentence of the Torah, which they shall teach thee, and according to the judgment which they shall tell thee, thou shalt do. Thou shalt not decline from the sentence which they shall show thee, to the right hand nor to the left. And the man that shall do presumptuously or be self-willed, and will not hearken unto the priest that standeth to minister that before Yahweh Allah, or unto the judge, even that man shall die, and thou shalt put away the evil from Ysharael. Okay. Now that's coming from the Kahan and the judge. Okay. Now imagine Yahweh actually bringing you a particular sentence concerning a legal matter, right? And the legal matter in my particular case, what I'm bringing up is concerning this person named Yahawasha as supposed to be the one that's going to come back to rule on the throne of Dawayad. Again, I have said this before in my previous videos, and go back to them. Okay, Kasei Dawayad, okay, which means the throne of Dawayad, right, was made void because of the wickedness of the seed of Dawayad, right? Yekaniah was cut off from being king, and he was rendered childless. Okay, let's go again. Let me go to here again. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to verse 28. All right. Is this man Kaniah or Yekaniah a despised broken idol? Is he a vassal wherein is no pleasure? Wherefore are they cast out, he and his seed, and are cast into a land which they know not? O earth, O earth, 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 hear the word of Yahweh. Thus saith Yahweh, write ye this man childless. Okay, write ye this man childless. This is the law. This is a law. This is a precept. This is a sentence. This is a judgment. Okay, this is the verdict, the sentence. Write ye this man childless, a man that shall not prosper in his days, for no man of his seed shall prosper, sitting upon the throne of Dawah and ruling anymore in Yahawasha. You need to get it. Listen, Zerubbabel, as much he was like an anointed, he was like a Mashiach. He did not rule on the throne of Dawah. If you can find a situation where Zerubbabel actually ruled on the throne of Dawah, please show me so I can see it. Because during the time of the Persians, there was no king in Ysharael. There was no king in Yahawasha, which they called Judea. Right? They was able to rebuild the temple to anoint the most holy, as is written in the book of Daniel. Right? Right? Why? To anoint the most holy, right? And to bring everlasting righteousness. That is to anoint Yahweh as the ruler of the heavens and the earth. That was to show the glory of Yahweh. Okay? It was not to bring back the restoration of Ysharael and to bring them to glory. It was not to do that. It was to anoint the most holy, to establish everlasting righteousness of Yahweh. The everlasting righteousness of the Torah that Yahweh established. Okay? That's what it's for. Go to the book of Daniel and get that understanding. Okay? Israel, you need to understand this. This is very critical. This is about legal proceedings. This is about what does the judge say, which is Yahweh. It's not Yahweh the judge of Ysharael. It's not he the king of Jacob. You need to get an understanding of that, brothers and sisters. We need to turn away from this Yahawasha nonsense. You don't need Yahawasha. All you need is Yahweh. And all you need is his Torah. And you shall seek Dawud. in the latter days, as it's written in the book of Hosea. Right? That's what it says, right? It did not Ezekiel chapter 37 said they shall that Yahweh is going to bring back Dawud? Did he not say that? Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 37 real quick. I'm just making it trying to be simple as possible about this. You know, you can read this in Yahawasha. You can read this in like the ancient Yahawasha, the middle age Yahawasha of the Iron Age. You can read this in the Chaldean Amoraic language, right? You can read it in all of that. It's going to say the same thing. Let's start from verse 22 to get a better understanding. Let's talk about the valley of dry bones. Ezekiel chapter 37. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Ysharael. Talking about the house of Yahawah and the house of Yahoseph, right? Bringing them together, making them one stick. And one king shall be king to them all. And they shall be no more two nations. Neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all. Neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions. But I will save them out of all their dwelling places wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be their Allah Hayakam, and I will be Allah Hayakam. And Dawud, who? Dawud my servant shall be king over them, and they shall have one shepherd. They shall also walk on my judgments, and observe my statutes, and do them. Verse 25, and they shall dwell in the land that I have given unto Jacob my servant, wherein your fathers have dwelt. And they shall dwell therein, even they, and their children, and their children's children, forever. And my servant Dawud shall be their prince forever. You hear that? Again, even the sure mercies of Dawud, I have commanded him as a witness and a leader of the people. Go back to Isaiah chapter 55 and read that, man. So again, notice it's not saying the son of Dawud. It didn't say the son of Dawud. When it say that he's going to have the son of Dawud rule on the throne forever and ever, that David shall not want a man, is because Yahweh has to bring him back so he can be able to have a son that comes from him to rule on the throne of Dawud. Because his seed, his previous seed was cut off. And you have to reestablish 2 Samuel chapter 7. Go back and read that. So with that, I just want to say all praise to Yahweh God, Yahweh Badai, increase be his set apart name. May Yahweh establish truth in the earth. Truth shall grow out of the earth, and let him rain down righteousness for us. Because we need to get a better understanding and cleanse our mind of all the confusion of doctrine that we have received. Okay. And even though, to you brothers in the New Testament, shout out to you. Okay. And I need to be able to say this. I need to explain this. If you tell a brother, a Jacobite, who's in Christianity, tell him you need to leave the church, but you still in Yahawasha, it's causing confusion, bro. Just to let you know. It's confusion. Why is it confusion? Because Yahawasha is the foundation of Christianity. Last time I checked. Okay? Last time I checked, Yahawasha or Jeebus, or whatever you want to call him, is the foundation of Christianity. Just get rid of him in total. The church is it's not the church, it's Yahawasha himself. Okay? It's Yahawasha himself. That needs to be rid of. Just seek Yahweh, seek Torah, and and Yahweh shall bring back his servant Dawud. Hosea chapter 3. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without teraphim. Afterward shall the children of Ysharael return and seek Yahweh their power, and Dawud their king, and shall fear Yahweh and his goodness in the latter days. Now this is talking about the 10 tribes. Why would the 10 tribes just seek Dawud? Because the 10 tribes would reject the son of Dawud, especially the sons of Solomon. They rejected Rehoboam from being king, as was written. Okay, as was written, right? Because Yahweh took the 10 tribes away from the house of Dawud because of Solomon nonsense. Okay, the Israel would not accept the son of Dawud anymore, but they would accept David. They will accept Dawud, and they will seek Dawud. That's according to Hosea chapter 3. That's the precept. That's the law. That's the prophecy. That's the commandment. That's the statute. Okay? And with that, Ysharael, and to the strangers of Ysharael, may Yahweh be with you. May Yahweh increase you. And may Yahweh give you wisdom and knowledge and understanding. Shabbat Shalom.